Hello, my name is Sophia Barbera, and I will be discussing media, democracy, and cognitive biases. So first I want to talk about media and its relationship to democracy. So media changes how we perceive events. Different news sources can come out and tell us different stories and different views and perspectives of these stories, which can then influence individuals' political views. Which impacts democracy because this can create polarization and people can separate into their own separate groups based on what their media intake is like. And so I want to talk about cognitive biases today. And what those are is cognitive biases are the quote umbrella category for all kinds of errors in thinking that occur when people are processing and interpreting information in the world around them. And that was described in Seth Ashley's book In News Literacy and Democracy. And so cognitive biases impact democracy by creating polarization. That's a common side effect of media usage. And understanding our own biases can strengthen democracy by making us less stuck in our ways and less fixated on what we already believe, and lessen our rejection of opposing views and allow us to communicate with each other more effectively and more helpfully. And they allow us to critically think, or being self-aware of these biases allow us to critically think. So the first and most prevalent type of bias, I would say, is confirmation bias. This is the tendency to see and hear anything that reinforces our current beliefs while rejecting anything that disagrees. And this is most closely related to news consumption. And confirmation bias sort of creates a personal echo chamber within ourselves. The next ones I want to talk about are the backfire effect and continued influence effect, which sort of go hand in hand. So the backfire effect is belief in misinformation increases when someone defends the misinformation, which is then tied to the continued influence effect, which is described as when a compelling narrative, once cemented in the mind, is difficult to shake. Then there's the hostile media effect, which is when individuals always view pieces of media as biased or hostile against their own beliefs. And something I found interesting is that people with two opposing beliefs can read the same piece of news from the same news source and conclude it is biased against their own beliefs, even though they're completely different. And that's a result of the hostile media effect. Next is the third person effect, and this is when someone overestimates how much media influences another person while underestimating how much they themselves are influenced. And an example of this is when someone believes they are experts at spotting fake news while also believing other people don't have the same skill to spot fake news. Next is selective exposure, which is when someone limits their media diet to sources that already align with their viewpoints, which can reinforce their beliefs, lead to echo chambers, and really only show the person what they want to see, rather than seeing the whole story. And this can look like someone exclusively consuming media from sources like Fox News or MSNBC. And then the last one I want to talk about is implicit bias, also known as unconscious bias, which is one's inherent belief or one's inherent beliefs that influence our thoughts and actions without us really realizing it. And so these are important to learn about because they impact our personal beliefs, decisions, and actions, and commonly lead to polarization. And self-awareness leads to better communication, healthy debate with others, which ultimately leads to a stronger democracy. Thank you.